Hello everybody and welcome back to Survival Chances Slim, our maximum difficulty ox do not include Let's Play. I think upon reviewing our game state that food is going to be our most pressing issue. We are pretty close to starvation, very close, and we don't quite have enough mealwood planted to sustain our entire population. So we're going to need to do a few things. First of all, any of these guys that are around here we want to just go and attack and kill. Any old pips we want to hurry up their chances of dying, go ahead and get rid of them. But I also need to expand out my farms. I think I need something like 40 new mealwood plants built within the next, say, 3 cycles, I think is around where we're at. So we're going to need to start expanding our base, and that means cooling down hot areas so that they can become viable for planting. We're going to take... We're going to make use of all of the area that we have over here. So let's go ahead and get some of this down. Plant some in those places right here. But there's kind of a limit as to what we're able to do here because there just isn't that much green stuff left in our base. We've kind of heated it all up to a pretty significant amount. So we're going to need to spend some of our cooling that we're getting from our ice machines to cool down new areas. I think basically what we're going to do is we're going to work on expanding downward out here. So I want to get rid of all this stuff, and then we're going to dig out up to here, I think. Basically this whole section right here, we can go ahead and deconstruct this. And then we are going to add some insulated tile right here. And let's go ahead and say priority 8 on all of this stuff that we are doing right here. Because we just need to get some more food online before we can kind of get to the cooling solution, which is going to make a lot of this food production a lot easier. We also just need to buy more time for our ranches to scale up. We have a pretty good number of hatches in here. We can start killing off some of these sage hatches because they're a little bit less what we want. But we need to deal with our food issues as we get up our metal refinery and all the components that are going to be necessary for our steel, which is then going to provide us with our steam turbines, which are going to delete the heat coming from a thermal aquatuner, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to dig out all the way here. I also want to give an order to dig out all the way here. I think we're basically going to have this layer go down all the way we can, just like so. And we're going to cool down this area effectively to a 30 degree or less temperature and try and slap a bunch of farms down there. I think that is the strategy that we're going with, because the rest of these areas are just a little bit too hot for us, unfortunately, to get more plants up. We can get rid of some of this stuff over here, and I guess we might as well. This is reasonable. So let's deconstruct this ladder, deconstruct this ladder, deconstruct this ladder. Priority 8 on those. And just cram in more farms pretty much anywhere we can. This area is a little bit too hot. We might need to consider getting rid of some of these trees, which is not good for us in the long run, but moving the tree somewhere else might also be helpful for us. We can also do things like plant right here, because this tree will have room in this area right here. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that as well. Base, well, because I would need to get rid of this 94% grown branch right here. Maybe we don't want to do that just yet. But yeah, we're going to need to spend some ice on these areas to get them cooled down under 30 degrees. That way we can get some work done. And yeah, I think the plan is basically we're going to dig down. We're going to remove this layer of insulated tile. We're going to put it down back over here after we've kind of actually put it down basically right here after covering up a lot of the debris that's fallen down, and we're going to proceed in that fashion. Let's also give an order to dig out these two. Maybe not. Let's just give an order to dig out like so. And then we can kind of hop, skip, and jump our way across there. Priority 8 on this, priority 8 on this. Get some insulating tile up. And then we'll be able to cool down this area and cool down this area as well, just by putting some ice over here and letting it melt and fall down to these areas. That, I think, is the plan. We're going to do kind of a zigzag fashion of farms. That way one thing of ice can kind of go across all of them is the idea. But We'll see how that works. Okay, let's unpause. All of our food momentarily turns off. A couple guys are starving, can't find food. Why is that? Cannot reach food. There is still food in the base. Not a lot of it, but some. We could always make you a little bit more food. Also, what do I have in terms of ice? We're almost there in terms of ice. I guess it's also time to deconstruct this and say food, farm tile, dirt, plant another one right here. Are there any branches? There are no branches right here, so let's go ahead and say food, farm tile, slap another one of these down here. Need to get as much of this mealwood done as possible. There are no branches here, so we can say food, farm tile, dirt right here. And priority 8 this. And over here, arbor tree. There's still a little bit of stuff there. We could dig down. That makes a really awkward thing. Also, what else is in the green? Any other spaces up here? This area is just slightly too hot. We could evict some of these people from their beds and set up farms. That is also not a bad idea. We also have this area up here, which is still okay. I think we go ahead and plant up here as well. Mealwood will grow in hydrogen, right? No, it will not grow in hydrogen. Okay, let's avoid that for now then. Over here is too hot. Yeah, we are running out of spaces. This area is just barely cool enough. That's fine. We could also create another layer of farms basically right here if we move this down just a little bit. That is potentially something we can do, but that means moving. Anytime we need to set up a new layer of insulated tile, that's going to be a lot of work essentially. I think we're going to hold off on that. Yeah, have them work on this. Have them kill off that. There's some meat. Nails. You're still starving. Is there no meal lice for you to grab anywhere? I guess we also want to go to priorities and set one more person on farming. We've committed a lot of people to farming, but it's pretty important. You have an agricultural skill of 1. Sure. Rowan, you're going to have a slightly higher priority on farming tasks. And I guess we could have Frankie do a little bit of as well. Ellie. Sure, why not? Put Ellie on the task as well. Actually, let's put Bubbles. Okay. The food shortage is pretty severe because we just run out of space. We just don't have enough room. This is being deconstructed. Unreachable food. Harvest, harvest, harvest. We have enough for a little bit of ice now, but we kind of want to save it. Oh, so our ice melted. Almost had enough. Yeah, we need to keep all these running as well. This building has become flooded. I could siphon off more to here. Let's leave that for now. But basically all around the edges of our farm we're having cooling issues. And I also need to remember where I set up my new farms, because I need them to be planted. Okay. Copy settings. Boom. We're going to have one over here. You going to finish it, Harold? No. Wow. Okay. Food. Farm tile. Another one right here, if you would be so kind. Like so. Copy settings. Boom. Are any of these unplanted? any of these not planted? I need food. I need food badly. These over here. You have branches here and here. That's fine. I guess it's also... No, this area is just a little bit too hot. These areas are technically a little bit too hot, but maybe putting the farm tiles in will provide enough thermal mass to cool them down. Likewise over here. Food, farm tile, dirt. Another one right here. Priority 8. And then let's also go ahead and let's cancel this deconstruct order for now. We might have to rethink what we're doing over here. But I want to say food, farm tile, dirt. Something like across here as well. Priority 8 on this. And if we can bridge our way to getting the ranching up and going, we'll be pretty well off. Because these guys are going to grow exponentially, basically. We'll need to build a lot more ranches as we go through here, but priority 6 is already set on those. Okay. Copy settings. Another one. Just-in-time delivery of our food. That's the motto that we have here. Copy settings, because we do not have anything of a backlog right now. So we are making the food as we eat it. Having these larva eggs and whatnot right here is also not very... Yeah, it's been heating up this area a little bit. Dig out the rest of this. This is all priority 8, so this should be really high up on our list of things to do. Now we have enough ice for a temp shift plate, and the question is where we want to put it. Copy settings down here. What temperature are you at? 30.4. Okay. So we kind of want to set... Let's go ahead and do this as well. We kind of want to set an ice temp shift plate like over here, and then have it melt and have the area that it ends up in collect down. Like we want to basically say, replace this with a tile. Igneous rock is fine. We want to replace this with a tile, and then we can just dig out basically right here-ish. We can set up a ice temp shift plate here. It'll melt down. We'll have it go down this way, fall through a hole here, go through this, and basically we'll have ice temp shift plates that we build here zigzag their way across this entire system, and then end up at the bottom. And that's sort of our plan for cooling down a bunch of farms at once with one build order. Is just going to be using a sort of zigzag pattern like that. But yeah, we'll need to dig out a little hole right here for water to fall and create a little barrier right here, and then we just won't dig all the way over this way, and then we should be fine. Copy settings, boom, boom. More mealwood, please. More mealwood. Man, we are so close to dying here. We can also, I guess we just have enough. We can go a farm tile right here. Priority 8 on this. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. We probably should have started up ranching a long time ago. That way we weren't in such a crunch right now. But here we are. I mean, if we get everything done just in the nick of time, then we look like geniuses, right? Prioritized perfectly. And if we die off, then I guess we look a little bit less smart. But you know, that's the risk of these things. The whole dying off thing is a little bit less impressive. Let's also deconstruct. Priority 8 on these. And so we'll have the zigzag going around this way. Temperature too high. Yep. Go and harvest all this stuff if you would. Branch. Branch. Branches here. This thing needs to be harvested. Is there a reason we haven't harvested this stuff yet? Go harvest this lumber. Not sure why that hasn't been done yet. Deconstruct these ladders. Build out the rest of this. Copy settings. More mealwood, please. Yeah, and then we want to get this wall up before I think we start considering anything else. Yeah, get this wall up. We can say priority 9 on this digging, actually. Because then we can start working on the wall a little bit faster. We're just going to seal off all that debris with another layer of insulated tile, is the plan. Copy settings, boom, boom, boom. Like so. It's all at priority 6, right? Okay, good. More mealwood. More mealwood. These guys aren't cramped, are they? Tame, groomed, perfect. So we'll need to work on this as well. Getting ranching expanded. These guys are also not cramped, right? Happy. Okay, good. Perfect. Copy settings. More mealwood. Copy settings. More mealwood. Copy settings. More mealwood. Exciting, fun, and fast action-packed gameplay. Okay. So, copy settings, more mealwood. We want to zigzag here, so we're also going to say food, farm tile, dirt. I guess I should have deconstructed this first. Yes, that's a little bit awkward. Also, since I don't have a way for these 6-star eggs to fall down, we basically want to build farm tile across here. So we're going to say food, farm tile. I don't want to do this yet, though. I probably should have waited on this, actually. Let's now build, because I messed that up, a little bit of scaffolding in these areas right here. Where's going to be, so we have tile right here, and then we're going to have tile right here. Right? Tile right here, and I guess then tile right here. Sure. If I build scaffolding here, is that enough? Let's just scaffold our way across here. Deconstruct. And we will say priority 8 on all of this. That way we can deconstruct this layer once we're ready. We also want to say food, farm tile, dirt right here. We also need to copy settings across here. Get all this planted. More mealwood, please. More mealwood. Get as much of it growing as we can. We probably need like 40 more tiles. That's my rough estimation. We're just a little bit short. Base, ladder, igneous rock is fine. Priority 8 on this. I'm also going to say priority 9 on this stuff. I want to get that done as soon as possible. So layer here, layer here, layer here, and then we have our insulated tile underneath. Seems fine to me. And then we can always expand again if we really need to. Something like that seems like the plan. Also, we're going down this side, so let's go ahead and do this as well. Priority 8. We're going to let all this somewhat hotter stuff dump down to here. That way we have less of an issue with heat and having to cool down that stuff. Incubation 9%. All these eggs are going to drop down as well, is the plan. Once we get this heat shield up, we'll start working on removing this heat shield. And then the last thing that we'll build is the heat shield on the bottom right here. That, I think, is the plan. Okay. Food shortages, food shortages, food shortages. Yep, 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 yep. This needs to be priority 8. This needs to be, this is already priority 8. This needs to be priority 8. And I think we're basically going to deconstruct this as well. Priority 8. Oh my goodness. Joshua, you're on the wrong side of things, buddy. You should not be here, Josh. You should be on the other side. You also shouldn't have been doing this digging work. Yeah, Josh, cancel this for a second. And how much breath do you have? 52%? Can you dig yourself down here, Josh? Just dig out here. Does that sound like a plan? Let's cancel this dig. That way you can get down to here. And they're building all of these. Yeah, Josh, you just put yourself on the wrong side of this, buddy. You were so enthusiastic about digging, you didn't stop to think, where am I digging? Yeah, and cancel these for the moment. That way we can dig this guy out of here. Priority 7 on this. No. Cancel this and just priority on these. I don't know if that works. We might also need a dig order right here. Would rather not lose Josh. He's one of our better dupes. Suffocating Joshua. Yep. Because you dug yourself into a really dumb spot. If you guys could build scaffolding to Josh, actually, that'd be pretty good. Base, ladder, igneous rock. Have this be like a 9. Does that work? Then he doesn't need to dig down this far, just this far. I guess we also want scaffolding right here. Priority 9 on these. Does that sound right? And then you can just jump across here, I think. I mean, the safer way, I guess, is to say base, ladder, igneous rock, priority 9 on this. Something like this. Seems like it's in order. Let's slow down the speed so we don't kill Josh here. Ideally. Because he has to also walk a decent ways up to get to oxygen. Which is a little bit rough because we don't have our... Yeah, he needs to run all the way up here as well. We could also just give a deconstruct order for these. And then have them rebuild them later. I think him digging out is going to be faster though. Like, this is a lot of deconstruction to do. The ladder is actually probably faster to build. I guess also just digging out the sand might be faster than building a ladder there. Priority 8 on this then. Something like that. Priority 7 on these. Yeah, you put yourself on the wrong side of this tile, Josh. A little unfortunate. Because then he's got to run all the way up here. It's a little much. Supplying operational materials. What if we moved you over here? And what's your breath at? 79%? Yeah, what if we move you over here? Will you guys get this job done fast enough? Joshua, breath 41%, 40%, 39. Dig this stuff out, Josh. Okay, now dig this one out. And actually, you're free once you do that. Okay, cool. We don't even need this stuff. Cancel digging out this, boys. Leave that for another time. So Joshua has 33% breath. And now he's going to run and not build a ladder. Catch your breath. I love the enthusiasm. He's at 30% breath and he's like, I'm going to go build a ladder. No. You're suffocating, Josh. Did we forget about this? Attention spans are so short these days. Okay. Alright, so we're going to build these. We're going to deconstruct all of this, essentially, after we've built this. Yeah, so priority 8 on all these ladders right here. And then once the scaffolding is built, we can deconstruct this. Joshua's going to make it, right? 25%? Yeah, he's going to be fine. Get up there, Josh. We need to spend a little bit of our cooling on these trees again. Temp shift plate. Ice. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. I really don't want to spend cooling on these trees right now. Also, this needs to be disabled. So we don't just spam more natural gas inside of our base. Okay. Yeah, we're going to expand this as more farmland, basically. Let's also go ahead and say base, insulated tile, igneous rock. Finish up this. More priority 8 work. And then we'll just dump all this, ultimately. This can be deconstructed as well. And copy settings. Boom. Okay. So, we have our little lip here. We could put some ice here and then have it flow down, which is fine. I want to do a little bit more than that, though. I want a little bit more than that. We'll need to mop everything up afterwards once it's gotten kind of cool, but that is the plan. Just have it spill over through all these areas. And as we go along, we can also give deconstruct orders. Priority 8 to all of this. Like so. And then I think we're going to say base, food, farm tile. We're going to slap another one down right here at priority 8. Good, so all this stuff will fall. I guess also this could be a farm tile. Why not do that as well? If we're already blocking this with a tile, then make it a farm tile. Makes sense to me. And I guess we can't really fit anything else here. Yeah, there are branches here. Branches here. Okay. I don't want to disrupt the trees. We kind of need them still for power in a pretty big way. And we can also dig out this stuff. Priority, I don't know, 6. Who's starving? Frankie, why are you starving? You're not starving. You have food. I trust you'll find it. Did we plant this? This is planted, right? Planted, planted, planted. There's no farm tiles needing plants, right? All of them have been planted. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're going to terraform a small area just for some extra farmland. Is essentially the plan. You're a little trapped here, Liam. How'd you do this to yourself? Someone else is deconstructing this and you're deconstructing this. Awkward. Well, we can also start working on escape routes for our dupes over here. Priority 8 on this. In fact, I almost want you to stop doing that. Will you fall through this ladder, interestingly? Okay, now you've put yourself in a somewhat worse position, as is to be expected. I guess I don't want this to be farm tile, though, because we need like a little lip here. I guess we'll just put the lip right here. Food, farm tile. We're going to build another one right here. Like so. In fact, we can build another one right here as well. Priority 8 on these. Yeah, that's fine with me. We'll do a strategy like this, and then we're going to use our ice to cool this all down. Copy settings. Copy across here. Food, farm tile, dirt. More of this, please. Priority 8 on this. Also food, farm tile. I want to start replacing these. Yeah. Start replacing those as well. Copy settings. More mealwood. Get our food up. Have we been doing any work on our cooling setup? No. Yeah, just getting our food online is important though. So that we don't die. Seems pretty crucial to me. Oh. Seems pretty crucial to me. Don't die, you guys. This would be a very dumb end to the series if the whole thing just fucking... I shouldn't curse. Okay. Don't die, you guys. This would be a very dumb end to the series if... Okay. Copy settings. More mealwood. I shouldn't curse. More mealwood. More mealwood. More mealwood. Okay, so this is going to go down here. This is going to go over here. So we're going to stick with the same thing. More mealwood. Whoops. That came unmuted. I don't know why that happened. Farm tile, food, copy settings. Copy across here. More mealwood. More mealwood. Less echoes, more mealwood. You guys can reach over here, right? Like, you're not stuck. Okay, you're doing jobs. You just... Your animations are slow. Gotcha. Yeah, and we need to cool this area down. I want to get all this built before we do that, though, because I want to get all the cooling down to here as well. I guess I could... Yeah, we could do... We could just build a little tile right here for now and start getting these cooled and then work on more. Because we might need multiple passes at this, and it would be less mopping if we did it in series. Maybe that is something we want to work on. I don't know. We're pretty close, though. Okay, let's actually try that. Base tile. We're just gonna grab some. You know what? Actually, what we can do is we can say food, farm tile, dirt, and then hopefully that dirt will be reused in building somewhere. So let's give a build order for that. In fact, let's have this one be priority 9, and then we can start working on. Then we can start working on getting our cooling just to these. Get these cooled, get them growing, and then get the next batch cooled and growing. Food, farm tile, dirt, all across here. Priority 8 on all these. Like so. Staving off starvation. That's the plan. Just until we can get our sort of industrial cooling system set up. This is gonna go out through here. Yes. We want to dig out all of this now. This can be priority 7. We're also gonna say food, farm tile, dirt. Boom, boom, boom. Let's priority 7 on, priority 8 all this as well. Like so. Okay, and I think we just set up a nice temp shift plate right here, and that should work. Are you guys cramped? You are not cramped. Good. So I can worry about that a little bit later. And you guys are not cramped. You're fine. You're still getting some CO2 in here to eat. Okay. Excellent. So we'll finish up this. And then, oh, Nicola, you almost did it. Well, as soon as this finishes, we're going to set up an ice temp shift plate order. I think we also need to keep our trees cool up here as well. So we need to do one up here at priority 9. Okay, this is done. We're not going to plant anything here because we're just using this as sort of space for now, but we want to say temp shift plate, ice. We're going to build one right here. Priority 9. And then the water that melts from here will kind of slop over to all these areas, cool them down, and that will get it just under 30 degrees so that we're able to grow stuff. And if we need to repeat, we can repeat. It's going to be a little bit labor intensive, but that's the process going forward, I think. Yeah, so this is going to be open on this side, and then the next drop point is going to be like over here. We can go ahead and copy settings to here. Starvation, 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 I know. Food shortage, I'm aware. We're working on it. Get this ice built. Food shortage, starvation. You're not actually starving, right? Yeah, you're fake starving. Come back when you're real starving. Come back when you're at, 500 kilocalories. Then I'll believe you. What is the priority on this? 8? Okay. Yeah, get these temp shift plates built. Need to keep running all these ice makers for sure as well. We've disabled this. We're building up a supply of ethanol. Our power is fine. We can actually probably throttle this back a little bit. And I think we'll still be okay. Maybe. We'll see. Because I turned on a coal generator. So we should be all right on that end. Alright, so we're going to build this ice temp shift plate. It's going to melt. It's going to cool down a lot of this area. And then we're just going to keep on expanding down this way. This also should be at like priority 9. And yeah, I guess we need to... Let's dig out one more right here. And deconstruct this. And say base, insulated tile, igneous rock right here. This will be priority 8. These will be priority 7. Just need to stabilize on food, just for a little while. Until these ranches come online, until we get our cooling solution online. Just don't starve the base out. We also have to print another dupe in 1.3 cycles, so... yeah, we have that to contend with as well, which is every time a new dupe is printed, we're going to need another 10 tiles. We basically need to go down like one more layer, roughly speaking. Because these are not going to be operational 100% of the time. There's going to be periods where they're overheated like this and not functional. And we still need to, have the time to create an ice tile and work with that. We are accumulating, though... ethanol. We're building up our reserves of ethanol, so we could expand out our ice makers a little bit more. Let's go ahead and up the speed a little bit more. Copy settings to here, and copy settings to... oh, we're not building this one. This one's going to be deconstructed. Definitely do build this temp shift plate though. I want that cooling right away. We also want to start mopping it up pretty soon. This is a very labor-intensive form of farming. But what are our choices? It's this or starve. It's literally this or starve. Alright, finish up. Stop talking. Finish it up. There we go. Nicola, working hard. In fact, come to think of it, something I probably should have done before I started in on all this. Does anyone want to learn more about construction? Construction 3 seems a little excessive, though. Anybody have a passion for building? Again, construction 3 seems a little bit excessive. For anybody we get to construction 3, we're kind of committing to go through a skill scrubber at some point. I mean, you do a lot of stuff. You're probably not our guy building much stuff because you're a farmer. Trivaldo, again, construction 3, little... I guess we can have Nicola learn the extra construction. Maybe we just take some of these guys who aren't interested in construction and give them a little bit of construction. Just so we can build these projects faster, because construction is mostly what we're going to be doing in the near future. Definitely any free points. Yeah, we'll take construction 2 for sure. Why do you have a skill in farming? Why did we even get you the farming? Okay, I don't even understand. We made some bad choices, maybe. Critter ranching, you don't have the morale, though, because we haven't expanded out our Great Hall yet. Yeah, why not? We'll give you digging. I don't think you'll ever use it, but we can give you field research. I think that's fine. I don't care about any of this stuff or this. Rowan number 2, ooh, has 2 things that we're interested in. Well, 3, actually. He's got a little bit of everything. Let's go with farming for now, I guess. No, construction. Keep him on construction work. And you, Abe number 2, do what exactly? What are you interested in? Exosuit wearing. You like wearing suits. That's right. You're a runner. Okay, well... Improved carrying 1 is pretty important as well. Let's do that. Temp shift plate, ice, boom. Cool down all these areas. What is it like body temperature wise? Okay, so all these should be a lot colder now. Now we're going to let that sit a little while. What is this temperature at? 14 degrees C? Okay, good. Let's finish up this. If it stays at like 14 degrees Celsius, then I'm fine with that, because we can actually then go ahead and have it run through the next layer of things once we have that built. I guess we didn't want to plant here. Yeah, I messed that up a little bit. Whatever. We'll make the hole right here, which is just as effective. Copy settings. Finish this up. Let's also go ahead and say food, farm tile, right across here. More priority 8 work. Okay. See, this area is going to be all nice and chilly now. And we can kind of expand downward. As long as we keep this whole layer of stuff below us, I think we're going to be fine. Speaking of which, base, insulated tile, igneous rock. Let's not let heat transfer very easily up from there. And we'll say priority 7 on all this building right here. Let's also start planting out the rest of this. Copy settings. Okay. Copy settings. Whoops. Like so. Copy settings. Like so. Alright. Whew. Okay, so this temperature is all going to be relatively chilly now. We can go ahead and give a mop order priority 8 for this. Get that all cleared. Yeah, mop all this up. Let these plants start growing again. Copy settings. More mealwood. Starvation, food shortages. Yes, 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 yes. We're working on it. We're working on it. Also, check on the ranches again. You guys aren't cramped, right? As soon as they become cramped, we need to finish up the rest of this. Then that becomes a priority. In fact, let's get the next one done. Alright, so these are all growing now. Their temperatures are fine, 22 degrees. right? We've made this area all nice and green again. And now we're going to work on we're going to deconstruct this farm tile, let this all drain out here, work on the next area, and so on and so forth. Food, farm tile, dirt, boom, boom. Priority 8 on these. I guess it's also, while we're at it, say food, farm tile, dirt right here. And say priority 9 on this. And that'll allow us to deconstruct this and then get this done. And then we can start mopping up this. And just go through each of these layers and get them ready for farming. We'll probably need to revisit some of these areas for cooling. But we need to just get our farm numbers up right now. They're not in a good spot. And once we have our sort of industrial cooling solution online, then all the labor that we're putting in here, all the duplicate labor, will be replaced by just automation, essentially. We're just going to have a loop of coolant going through the system. That's the plan. We can also expand out this way, right? We could just make these bigger. That, again, means digging out a large area and doing something basically similar to this. Yeah, this needs to be deconstructed priority 9 now. And then this water that's up here can flow down to here. And then we can start mopping up this. I think we're already ready to start mopping up this. Mop up priority 8 on this. Get our next layer of farms going. And just continue downwards until we have enough farms for our duplicates. I guess we can't go crazy on going down because eventually we come near this polluted oxygen vent, which is going to be problematic in terms of heat. Alright, so now this is draining out through here. This is going to cool down this area to under 30 degrees. And the cycle will continue. These are cool enough right now. Okay, great. Alright. Oh, okay. This oxygen is all fairly hot. It's kind of what we expect, but we're not. It's kind of going through a bunch of debris and cooling down before it gets over to here. Like, this area is still reasonable in terms of temperature. Okay, cool. We'll let this drain out, and then we need to copy settings across here. And then we're going to say food, farm tile, dirt. Do this across here. And food, farm tile, dirt right here. And I guess if we want it to all drain out ultimately to here, we'd be fine with that. I mean, I think what we do is we just leave this spot open right here, and then we can have it drain out through here once we set up our next layer of farms. So the water will accumulate here, and then we can just do mop jobs in this area, and that should be fine. So I think that's okay. Someone really starving? Devin, are you really starving? No, you're not. Okay. Go and eat something, Devin. This is still falling. Yeah, alright. Let's priority 8 all of this. Yeah, because this little pocket right here will hold like 1,000 kilograms. So it'll be a few temp shift plates before that area becomes full. And by then we probably want to consider expanding out our farms yet again. Yeah, maybe a little bit of stuff over here wouldn't hurt either. Just get all the farms back in the green again. We could also just organize this stuff to be the same sort of thing. I don't know. Really, this is the area we need to care about more in terms of keeping it cool. This is where we're losing most of the farms. We also want to complete our second oxygen line so that they are spending so much time catching their breath. That would be ideal. Copy settings all across here, please. Is this done spilling out? Not quite. Copy settings. More Mealwood. This one's basically done spilling out. Mop priority 8. Right here sounds fine. Yeah, this is done spilling out. Now this is done spilling out. Spilling done-ish spilling out. Fine, whatever. Mop this up as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, we have body temperature. Yeah, okay. Utilities, temp shift plate, ice. Cool down this as well. Yeah, death comes at 0 calories. Once they reach 0, they're donezo. Okay. Farm's up and running. Let's try and make, as they work on this, a little bit more progress towards getting our industrial cooling solution online. That is going to mean getting this online. Like all this can be priority 8. We're going to need to figure out something to do with the spent coolant. Because right now I have this line all filled. We're not really going to be taking stuff out of that line for a while. So actually this whole section can be a little bit different. I think we're basically just going to have the coolant go off to a separate thing. This is at 49.5 degrees right now. Okay, that's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. We just need to make a little bit. We just need to make a little bit. Okay. Let's just try dumping it into here for now. Yeah, let's try dumping it into here for now. Say plumbing, liquid pipe, igneous rock. Just have this go out through here. Priority 8, this. We'll start working on a little bit of iron, I guess. We also need to dig out to the iron if we want to do that. We also can consider working on this area first. So we have our battery, we have this. Is this line primed with hydrogen yet? No. Okay, set this to an 8 as well. Just get someone running on this to get this area primed with hydrogen. Then we can start setting up some oxygen. And then we'll have kind of a better stepping off point to reach the gravitas center and grab the steel there. We need 1,200 kilograms to set up our first thermal aquatuner. And we're going to need just a little bit of refined metal, probably just aluminum, to make the steam turbine, along with some plastic. So we'll need to work on that. But other than that, I think we're good. Okay. Building out the rest of our farm tiles, mopping up the rest of our coolant. This guy's still not... Okay, he can grow now. Copy settings. More Mealwood. More Mealwood. Yeah, I think we're good. Once we finish up this line of farms and this installation right here, we'll be ready to drop down the rest of the coolant. How much is here? Not much. Enough, though, probably. We might need to do another temp shift plate. If so, that's fine. We have the ice. They're just finishing up this one. Now we have to print a new dupe. We're trying to get to 50 by cycle 200. So I don't think we have many choices here. And pip eggs are not interesting. So what do we have? +3 science, and his downside is he can't build or cook. That's not that bad. He also is basically going to have decor morale bonus +20. Yeah, that isn't actually going to impact anything. It isn't like the food one where he has no taste, and so he can he'll have a +0 from the food as opposed to a -1. This is still going to be a -1. He's uncultured, but he's still going to be able to recognize that our hideous base is hideous. Loud sleepers, squeamish buff. Agriculture. I think we're taking max. I mean, I guess nails is not bad either. Strength, construction, building. Like, these are a set of reasonable interests. +3 in science is a little bit better than +1 in science, though. And these negatives are less bad. Like, unconstructive is kind of rough. They can get themselves trapped in weird situations if they can't build anything. Right, they dig out to some place and then they... Especially since this guy is going to be a digger. Very likely. So I'm actually thinking of taking nails. Just to check. Do I have 2 nails already? Is this going to be our second nails? Oh, we already have 2 nails, so we can't take nails. Okay. What were our other options again? Autos and maxes? Autos and maxes. We might actually not have any choice here. Where's... Yeah, we already have a second max as well. Okay, and we only have 1 auto, so we have to take auto, actually. we don't get a choice on this one. Auto, congratulations. I want to say that you made it here on your merits, but you're actually probably the 3rd best dupe that we're offered here. Welcome to the team, Auto. Alright. Oh, that's rough. Game, why you do this to me? Well, you are auto number 2. That would be a really dumb way to not hit 250 dupes by cycle 200 if they only offered us duplicate, like triplicate dupes. Yeah, auto number 2. We already have max number 2. Okay. Welcome aboard, Auto. There's no bed for you. We don't have that luxury. Not yet. Beds for every duplicate? No. There's not enough space in the base. Unless you like sleeping in, I mean, if you were perfectly fine sleeping in the death zone, we could make space, But you probably want things like oxygen and not scalding during your sleep and stuff like that. And, you're pretty picky, like all these guys. Ingrates. I have a perfectly good dead zone for them to live in, and they don't like it. Go above 72 degrees and they cry. Alright. Finish up the rest of this. Then we can let our coolant come down through here. Get the rest of these farms online, and I think this will stabilize us on food. Also, have we primed the system yet? Looks like the answer is no. Yeah, the answer is no. We've got a lot of oxygen in this area now, right? Because we set up our little mobile oxygen thing. That's working out pretty well. Copy settings. Yeah, we might need to hit this with a second dose, because these are actually pretty hot. Okay. Deconstruct this, priority 9. Get the rest of this coolant flowing through here. This area is cold enough. Frankie, are you really starving? Are you really starving? Frankie, where are you at? 835 calories. I mean, you're right at the ration box, aren't you? Yeah, you're going to grab some meal ice. Grab some meal ice, Frankie. Catch your breath. Grab some food. What are you doing? Cannot reach food. There's food right here. There's meal ice right here, right in front of you, Frankie. Why do you say you can't reach food? Is someone else already grabbing it? There's got to be food for you somewhere here, right? Am I crazy? You're standing right in front of food. Let's slow this down so that this guy doesn't actually die. Cannot reach food. What about this food? What's wrong with this? You so picky? You so picky you're gonna starve. Disturbing. Why are you not picking up the food? Awkward. I guess also we kind of want to... Otto, you are a farmer now. Skills. Where's auto number 2? Auto number 2, improve farming sounds correct for you. Also, schedule-wise, where is auto going? Yeah, downtime for auto doesn't sound like a great idea. Let's have not downtime for auto. Auto number 2. How about you head down here to schedule number 10? Auto number 2. Yeah, they're about just ready to start their shift, or they've just started their shift. You can work on that. Frankie, no, now it's max 2. Okay, so Frankie finally noticed the food sitting literally right in front of them and decided that would be good enough. And apparently throttling this back does not get us the amount of power we want. Back to 2,000. Oh, because this is disabled. Yep, okay. Enable this building. And just keep this at 2,000. I need the water anyways. Speaking of which, yeah. Crank up the oxygen a little bit more. They'll come to think of it. Is this 1,000 grams? This is 250 gram packets. Why is this 250 gram packets? Okay, work errand assigned. Somebody just go and change that. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. This area is now cold enough. Yeah, we'll let it continue to go down here. Toggle this, please. Work errand. This is priority 9. Did something happen? Someone toggle this valve, please. Also, someone toggle this valve. These are priority 9 things. They're pretty important. Just saying. Starvation. Yeah. We're getting our food online. It's coming online. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Whole new batch of farms coming online. I probably should have a dupe mopping this. I don't know if that's really important. If I gave a mop priority 8, can they mop this anymore? They can. Yeah, just have them sit here and mop. Oh, if there's only triplets, then we have to take a care package. If it's only triples, then I guess we have to skip, which is unfortunate. This has coal in it, right? Are we not running any of our hydrogen generators at this point? I guess we've drawn down a lot of the hydrogen here. Fair enough. Yeah, we want these going. This is enabled. Yeah, crank this back up. This is still waiting on its work errand. Oh boy. What's here? Yeah, this water is all reasonably hot too. Yeah, we're gonna need to hit this with another batch of temp shift plate. Probably right here is fine. Just have it flow down here. Utilities, temp shift plate, ice, just to get this last bit done. Because it's kind of in contact with this area over here, which is going to be hot, so we have that to worry about. Let's set up another temp shift plate. Here, just like right here-ish. Priority 9. Okay. They also need to deconstruct this. Priority 8 on that. So we can get that other component built. They're building out this. That's great. This is filling up with coolant. Great. We already have some refined carbon, so we're ready to go on that end. Okay. Unreachable food. This is all about ready to be mopped. Mop priority 8 on all this. Okay. Oh. Yeah, and then refinement. We need a rock crusher. Aluminum ore is fine. Set up one of these right here. Priority 8. Alright, so now this is going. These are turning on. This is kind of going. Alright, let's up the speed a little bit. Let's make sure people still aren't starving. Ruby, how you doing? Doing okay-ish? Yeah, I think you're going to be fine. Oh, okay. Need to keep our power online. I should have expanded out. I mean, I really wish we had gotten around to this, but we just didn't have enough time. So we mop up the rest of this. This is all at an okay temperature now. Right, we've basically expanded out the green down through here. They're all catching their breath by these vents. Does this not... Oh yeah, it's prioritized to go up here. Okay, that's fine. And has anyone primed the system yet? So I can start getting oxygen set up there. The answer is no. Alright, more mopping work. Looking great. How are we doing on these hatches? Tamed, cramped. Okay, so these guys are now cramped. We need to expand out to here. I mean, all this becomes priority 7, I guess. Technically speaking, they'll only be cramped. I mean, they could burrow into this during the day. Interesting that they aren't. 4 out of 4 critters. But there's like some eggs in here. Yeah, sure. We can also take this off of priority 8 for the time being, since we don't have storage for it. There's no point pumping out CO2 up to here. That doesn't really do anything for us. Okay. We need these farms still online. Because we have, let's see. Going to colony summary. We have, at this point, 476 farm tiles. We need 430 of them operational. And we have, what is this? About 15 plus another 7, 22. Some random failures over here. These are halted due to body temperature. Yeah, we need basically all of these online to kind of get to even. And then we also need to work on figuring out these areas over here, getting them operational again. Digging out this might be a decent step. Priority 7 on these jobs. Just get this hot stuff or hotter stuff out of here. I think is part of the plan. That way it's easier to cool down these areas. A large part of it is just that our pool that we have here has gotten hot enough. Yeah. Okay. How many people are starving? We're like really low on food, so they might actually be starving. Cannot reach food. Cannot reach food. We need harvesting done. Oh boy, we are close to falling off the edge here. Are these guys cramped? No. We could take out one of these hatches. I really don't want to, because we don't want these guys cramped though. When they're cramped, we're not getting really anything out of this. Bump this up to an 8. Is this one at a 6? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, we want to finish up this next hatch ranch. Like, maybe we just say priority 8. It's not going to be until we have this done. We could say priority 8 on these things to get that done. And we can start distributing hatches over to the next ranch, because that food is going to be pretty important. Also, when do these guys hatch? Okay, not for another 10 cycles. Sure. More mealwood. We need more mealwood. We also need our industrial cooling solution up yesterday. Oh, there's so many components to it, though. Like, I don't think we can really get to the gravitas center and strip it for steel until we've created some little oxygenated area, which we're going to set up our plastic operation in, because why not? Who's still starving? 985, 802. So Bubbles. Bubbles is the one at risk here. Building another temp shift plate over here. This should get this area cool enough to support plants. We might need to dedicate another person to farming, because we need also to increase basically the capacity factor of these farm tiles. Like, the moment a harvest is ready, we need someone on it. Who has any skill at farming? If you have any skill at farming right now, we're ready to just shift you over to that. These are our choices, huh? Frankie, you know something about farming. So does Ellie. Yeah, this is one of the harder things about this run, I think. It's just that because you need so many plants, I don't know, we just should have shifted to ranching sooner. Because ranching doesn't have the same temperature requirements. In fact, will improve our temperature issue. How many critters do you have in here? 6, but you also have like an egg or 2 in here, and that's why. Oh, because we don't have. This isn't actually a 96 tile. Okay, we can actually solve that. Right? Instead of giving a build order here, we just give a dig order here. Right? And then we'd be perfectly fine. Yeah, let's just have them dig out this. Just give an extra tile of space over here to uncramp these guys. Or an extra quantum of space, right? Because they need 16 apiece, so at 94 tiles, they're actually just 2 spaces shy of being able to store 6 hatches. Let's just do that. And I also would like you to finish up this. This is a priority 9. Okay. Temp shift plate melts. All this stuff will become cooled down now. Joshua getting a really good workout over here, scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. What's the temperature like over here? Fairly cool. And this area, fairly cool as well. I think we're ready to turn these farms all online. And then turn our attention to some cooling over here, I think, is in order. Do we extend out all the way here? I'm also tempted to just replace some of this with insulated tile, just to get insulation between here and here, because then this area will be a little bit easier to keep cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and give that a shot. Just something like this is fine. Priority 7 this, though. It's not super important to me. Getting the cooling done in this area is more important. Because even after we get that insulation up, we're not gonna quite be there. Mopping. Let's cancel this at this point. And instead assign our mop orders for up here. Okay. This should just barely stabilize us on food. And we can actually repeat the process over here, right? Do the exact same thing, just extend out these lines, and that should work. But it's going to be a little bit time intensive to do that. So if we can, I'd rather just get the industrial cooling solution up and running rather than these little stopgap measures. Alright, so these guys are no longer cramped because we got rid of these couple tiles right here. That'll give us time to set up the third hatch ranch. With the third hatch ranch set up, we'll be able to transfer hatches out of the cramped room and get them up and running. Have we cleaned up? We're going to clean up all of this now. So now all these plants should be growing. I guess this one is still hot because it wasn't connected to all this. Why are you hot? 30.4, 30.3, 30.2. Okay, this one's falling. It'll start growing. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, mop up this, get more plants online, and then I think we want to do a little bit of cooling over here, and then we need to get our industrial cooling solution up and running before we fall off a cliff. I don't know. I mean, maybe we end up doing the same thing over here. Just sort of scrap our plans for this this Slickster Ranch that we were going to have. We can set up Slickster Ranches elsewhere. I mean, the location is not a huge deal. Somewhere near the bottom of our base is what we're aiming for. Starving. Yeah, you're actually kind of starving. You're actually kind of starving. Delivering dirt. Doing all that. Great. Mop, priority 8. Get these farms all online, please. Yeah, and then we can just drain out to here if we really care to. None of you have hatched. That's fine. Your temperature is 90 degrees. It's a little bit concerning for my farms. This is not a great location for us. We could actually do the same thing with farms over here too, though. But again, like, oxygen is starting to become an issue. Like, I'd like to finish up my second oxygen line. Get all this nice oxygen over here into our base. This is what it looks like right now. This is not the color we want things to be. Just a little bit different than where it should be. You know? Not quite. Not quite the color we need. Another temp shift plate. Stick this one right here. Priority 9. And then the next one is basically going to go like right here. Ish. Yeah, I think that's basically what we're going to do with it. We can also go food, farm tile, a little bit more like over here. And then just have, I guess we go all the way. Farm tile, dirt, even to right here. Oh, we can't go right there. That's fine. Base, tile, igneous rock. Do like this. And then just say priority 8 on this. And then we can set up a temp shift plate here and just have it kind of drain out. That's fine-ish. One temp shift plate. We're gonna get some water drained out of the system basically by doing that, but that's fine. Unreachable food. Yeah, mop these up. Why is your growth halted? Okay, never mind. You're fine. Food shortage, starvation, unreachable food. Yep. Oh boy. Copy settings. And then copy settings. Oh. Yeah, mop this, get these all up and running. So what are we at now? Colony summary. 478 farm tiles. We need 430 operational. So all these are going to be operational. So 1, 2, plus 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 14, 26, plus 5, 31, plus 3, 34, plus 3, 37, plus 5, 42. So we have 42 offline, effectively. And we need... What do we have again? Colony summary, 478. Okay, so we are like right on the line once we get these farms up and going. We're just on the line. Maybe we want... Yeah, I want to cool down this area. Get this area nice and cold. And then we can start working on the rest of this. We'll have a little bit of buffer. So when we accept our next dupe in 1.7 cycles, we'll actually be livable. Yeah, let's go ahead and say utilities, temp shift plate, ice. I'm going to slap a bad boy down right here. Priority 9 on this. And just let the water spill out through here, I think is the plan. We could also have some bad consequences for airflow if we blocked this, but maybe that's a good idea. Or just get rid of this one, replace it with something. Nah, that doesn't quite work. Yeah, let's just let the temp shift plate flow through here. It'll transfer the heat pretty quickly as a liquid. Okay. Yeah, so now all these are operational. We've expanded out our green area. The sea of red is getting redder. This needs to be turned off again. We've built up a decent amount of ethanol for our power system, so we can always crank up our power when we add on our plastics and our refineries and whatnot. I do need to get to either the iron or the steel. Yeah, I really want this done. I really want this system primed with hydrogen. That way we can start running it. I'm not crazy. This all connects up, right? This connects to here. Loops, it goes through here. Yes, this should be fine. We'll prime this with hydrogen. There's only hydrogen here right now. The power system is hooked up. We can set up a little bit of oxygen right here, and then we'll have our plastics right here. And then that oxygen will give us what we need to get to... Actually, we don't want to run any of these. Now that we have the farms here, we're a lot less interested in running that. Set these over to 0. We're just going to have to move our slicksters the old-fashioned way to some other place. I don't know where we're putting our slickster ranches for now. They're pretty important, but I don't know what we're doing with them for now. We need to put them in a hot place, and that has to be fairly far away from our farms, and that is not where we're at right now. The bottom of our base is actually prime real estate for a lot of other things. So yeah, I want this primed, and then we can set up some algae stuff and just use the algae from... did we grab it all already? I guess we just want to dig in through here. Yeah, we'll just dig in through here and grab this algae. Something like this. Yeah. Well, let's not dig out the oxalite just yet. We'll do that after we get our system going. We can say priority 5 on that. Maybe the diggers get out there, maybe they don't. Okay. Oh. We are just barely hanging in there. Man, my thing froze again. Okay, there we go. These starvation messages are concerning because it's possible that someone else has their hands on the food, and so that these guys can't reach it because someone else is using it, carrying it, whatever. A little bit worrisome. We also just still do not have great oxygenation in our base. The gas pressure is still fairly high, though. Right? Like, this is a decent amount of CO2 that's in this area. Largely because we let these carbon skimmers kind of go offline. And also because they're not remaining submersed in CO2 all the time. Where do I want to set up kilns? There's only so much heat I can grab from an area. I guess we could set up some kilns here. The clay is all the way over here, though. So I kind of wanted to set it up near the clay. But I don't want to set it up near the farms, so... We have the refined carbon. We need ceramic, I think, for the insulating system of our industrial cooling system. I'd much prefer to have ceramic on hand. I guess we're not... It's going to take so long to get that ceramic anyways. Let's just forget that for now. We can upgrade that system later. I just want to get it up and running. If there's a little bit of heat bleed, we're setting it in a corner of our base that doesn't really care about heat bleed. We'll live with it. We just need to get the base thing up and running. And that means focusing on steel and focusing on plastic. You guys aren't cramped. Great. Are you guys cramped yet? Cramped. Yes. We need this built. This. Copy settings to here. Need to uncramp these. Need our hatches going. Need them to basically cover for our food situation. That's going to be our long-term solution to all this. Who's starving? Jean and May? Yeah, you're only kind of starving. Come back when you're really starving. Okay. Maybe you're really starving now. I don't know. Harvest the mealwood. Harvest our crops. Harvest it all. Give them something to eat. Where's stress at too? Hassan is pretty stressed. Everyone else is kind of fine. It's really just Hassan. Why is Hassan stressed? Hassan, what's up, buddy? What are you worrying about? You're worried that you're gonna die? You only have sufficient morale. Yes. So you did not eat in the Great Hall, did you, Hassan? Are you assigned a seat in the Great Hall? Is a good question. Let's check. Are you one of the unassigned people? You are. Okay. And you have needs, Hassan. You're a guy who can't be ignored. Okay. Who among the assigned people is not that important? Let's go by morale here. Which of these assigned people doesn't really need to be assigned? Mima number 1, you're looking like you don't need all this morale. Mima number 1, you're giving your seat to Hassan. Where are you, Mima? I have a more important person than you. This is the pecking order. This guy does stuff. You apparently don't do things. I don't know why you felt entitled to your own chair, but guess what? You don't have one anymore. Get out of here. Old lady, go somewhere else. Alright, so we cool down this area. And then let's go ahead and give a mop order. Yeah, we've kind of cooled all this area down decently well. Let's give a mop order. Well, let's let it spill out a little bit. And then mop order 8 right here. Yeah, because this will also get a little bit of cooling down to this area where the oxygen is going to kind of start heating things up a little bit. Mop this area up. Mop, mop, mop. Get all those farms growing again. And then get all these farms growing again. And the excess water will just go down to here. That's fine. We kind of need to drain some excess water from the system anyways to get this going. Mop priority 8. I believe in you guys. You can do it. Yeah, Yeah, this will get this area nice and cool and help it grow crops again. Okay. Have we finally primed this system? Has someone run on this thing? They have. Okay, good. This system is now primed. We are ready to begin oxygen work so that this area becomes breathable. I have copper lying around here somewhere, right? Yes. Okay. Power. Not power. Oxygen. Oxygen diffuser. Copper ore. Set up a couple of these bad boys right here. Let's go ahead and say base, tile, sandstone's fine with me. Alright, you guys have sandstone. Priority 8 on all this. Get all this stuff up and going, get some oxygen in here, and then we'll set up a little plastics operation right here just to produce enough for a steam turbine, I think is the plan. And this will also let us get to the gravitas center. The gravitas center will get us 1,600 kilograms of steel. And then with that 1,600 kilograms of steel, we only need 1,200 of it. We can build a thermal aquatuner. We'll also need to refine a little bit of aluminum. We also probably want to start digging out to the rest of the little bits of iron that we found. Also, what's going on over here? We've run out of water here. Okay, well, we'll need to concern ourselves with that soonish. I don't know if I really want to disrupt this wild growing water weed. Like right now it's just free food. I don't really want to mess with that. You are dormant. You are idle. I don't really want to open you yet. That would cause some issues. Let's give an order to dig out right here. Yeah, this water's still at decent temperatures. Priority 6. Get a little bit more water going into this. Fill up this metal refinery with coolant. We're going to need to run a few batches, I think. Yeah, because we need to probably run a little bit of iron that we find over here. Is there an easy way to get to this iron? Not really. This is the only iron we've been able to find. I mean, maybe when we dig our way out to the Gravitas Center, we just find some refined iron lying on the ground. We probably also just, once we get to the Gravitas Center, we'll be fine, right? So once we get to the Gravitas Center, we can... see, this is just a little bit too hot over here. Just slightly too hot. Also weird that there's oxygen up here when there's... No. Yeah, I want that iron. Also getting to this little area over here might find something useful. Yeah, there's a little Dreco there that we want to nab at some point. We have 2 of them in our base, so we're not super... It's not super necessary that we get to it. This is obsidian that's too hot. So temp shift plates might not do the job over here as well as I would like. How much oil is here? This oil is also all really hot. Because these are our little scraps of iron that we have. Are there any other... Let's actually use the materials overlay. Metals, what do we got? So iron is red looking. Looking for red looking stuff. This is not red looking, this is all pink and yellow. Any down here? A little bit of iron right here, and these temperatures are reasonable. These are temperatures we can work with. I think this is the spot we go to. This also has a lot of oxygen in this area, which is kind of nice, and also we're interested in exploring out a little bit more here. I mean, I guess I don't think we're going to find anything useful. This is not looking the right color. But I think we go for this pocket of iron first is the plan. It might actually be easiest to just dig out straight here. We could also just dig out here. We need to build a ladder, but we would be digging through a lot less obsidian, which I think is a pretty important thing. Yeah, okay. So what's an easy way to get down here? Dig out this. We could just go like this. Either's fine. And then, no, we don't quite make it there, do we? We could do this without a ladder, I think. Not having to build a ladder is pretty nice. Dig. Dig. We'll need a little bit of ladder, probably. And then... like so, roughly speaking. Just dig out across here. The diamond could be useful later as well. Dig out here. Dig out here. Just like this, basically. And then for ladders, we're just going to need a little bit of ladder to get across here, more or less. Okay, base. A little bit of scaffolding. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I don't really mind if we get water, a little bit of water in this area. That's okay with me. We'll just grab all this iron and then we can haul it straight up to here. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll start refining some iron to work into steel. But I think we can get most of our system up and running just with what we get from the Gravitas Center. Okay, priority 7 on this digging. This is going to be one of the next big projects I want the dedicated diggers to work on. And base, ladder, what's around here? Obsidian, dirt, sandstone. Sandstone's fine. Ladder, sandstone. Let's just set up some ladder right here. I think should be good. Something like this. We'll say priority... Actually, we'll say priority 9 on this ladder. Get the iron, start refining stuff through this metal refinery, deal with some of the heat issues that that metal refinery will cause, but then have the iron to work with. I guess the other option, we could just use the rock crusher for all this stuff. I don't know. Yeah, crush all my eggshell up. And how much fossil do I have? I have a decent amount. Crush up some more of this fossil. This can be a high priority as well. Just get our cooling system online, and then we can just... basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a steam turbine aquatuner set up, like right here, and just run a cooling line just all the way across the edges of our base. And then back up into the aquatuner again. I think that's the plan going forward. Also, this should be... this is already disabled. Yeah, sure. I think that's the plan, ultimately. How much longer do I have on this natural gas geyser? 32 cycles? Okay, that's great. Okay, I'm feeling pretty solid about this now. Yeah, let's just get this done so we have some oxygen in the area to work with. Yeah, this will be the real priority 9. Ignore the other priority 9 I just set. This is the more important one. Although I also want this mopping done really, really fast. This is also mop priority 9. Get this done. And this done. Mop it up. I need my food. Can't just have this entire row of farms offline. Okay. Someone actually starving? Bert, what's going on? Okay, you're not starving anymore. See, every time I go to click on them, they're like, nope, I was just joking. There's food. I'll just go grab it. Not a big deal. Oh, I also want to uncramp this area. Oh, there's so many things to do. Okay. This is also priority 9. This and this. Priority 9. Highest priority. Everything's highest priority. It all needs to be done. Get it done. Okay. How cool did we get these? 20 degrees? 22-ish? See, this water up here is pretty hot because we haven't been cooling down our feedstock for the ice machines. So we have that issue going on. Okay. But at least our food numbers are climbing higher, it looks like. Even though we're still getting a bunch of these starvation pings. The fact we have to just devote so much of our labor to food is also kind of an issue at this point. Right, like, The maximum difficulty settings for the hunger are pretty brutal right now. Yes, water drains out to here. It's not that much. That's fine. We'll live with that. All right, so they can reach out here. They can get out of here and everything like that. They can move over. Okay, so I think we're fine. Yeah, get to the iron, and yeah, I don't have access to the iron ore yet, but once we do. Okay. We also could just, I don't know, pop into this area and grab some buried muckroot. There's food just lying on the ground. You know, maybe that isn't a bad idea. Maybe we should have worked on that first. There's also this algae that we kind of want to dig out. Yeah, I guess. Let's also queue up ladder. What's over here? Sandstone. Ladder, sandstone. Just something like this. Give an order to dig up these muckroots. Just like this. We'll set this to like priority 7. Get it done when they get it done. That will also explore... Ooh, there's a little bit of water up here. And some more algae. The algae is always helpful. The algae lets us set up some oxygen, or at least some temporary oxygen in, you know, various places that we would be inconvenient to pipe oxygen to. Iron ore to iron. Let's get 5 of these done. It's also, this is already a priority 8. Yeah, let's get a little bit of iron here. And let's get a little bit of this going, and then we can start making some steel as well. Okay. Is anyone actually starving? Jean, are you actually starving? I always have to check. I don't want any duplicates dying. Duplicates dying makes it a lot harder for us to reach 50 duplicates by cycle 200. Yeah, go dig this stuff out, Nicola. Also, this is all, I mean, should all be... You have carbon dioxide down here? Really? I guess we opened up a pocket of carbon dioxide. This gas pressure for the oxygen is a lot higher than the carbon dioxide, though. Oh, but we actually have like a little liquid lock here, right? The air can't actually transfer down here. Okay. Fair enough. This is how you make an airlock on the cheap. You just have a little water on one of these corners. It means that your duplicates have to kind of walk and run in a weird fashion, but it's fine. This area is hard to dig through. That's fine. This doesn't have power? Oh, you're missing the last bit of your... Yeah. Huh. There you go. Fix that up. And when this thing turns on, we're probably going to be in a little bit of a power crunch. Because this is a lot of power, right? This metal refinery is... Refinement is like 1200 watts. Yeah, 1.2 kilowatts. That's going to be a major power draw. We have our reserves in our liquid reservoir, though. We've saved up some ethanol just for that occasion, so we're going to throttle this up once we turn the system on. That's the plan. We have our siphon going to these electrolyzers. Okay. Also, all of our farms are still online, right? This is all still 22-ish degrees. Yeah, we've maintained our green down here. We've created green over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and say that we need to spend our temp shift plate. Let's drop one down here. Because we need to keep this area relatively cool, too. If this goes above 75 degrees, these things break. More cooling, please. Is this irrigation or body temperature? Body temperature. Okay. Diggers are digging out the iron. Have we finished up over here? We have. Okay, cool. This needs to be priority 8 for supplying these with algae. There's algae to grab right up here. How are you doing temperature-wise? 41.6. So this one breaks at 55 degrees. So we need to keep an eye on the temperature of the smart battery. We don't have a great way to cool it, but like once we get some oxygen here, we can haul in mafic rock and just sit it next to the smart battery over here, and that'll help with the cooling solution. Made a mess. Really? The toilets work, right? The toilets are all functional. Yeah, all this is functional. You really shouldn't be making messes. Yeah, you really shouldn't be making messes. This isn't cool. 2 people made a mess. What happened here? What happened here? Why are you guys making messes in my base? The toilets work, right? Yeah, toilets are functional. Just gotta go to the bathroom. They probably got so busy with other stuff, like they were working really far away from the base, and because our transportation isn't that great, like we don't have any vacuum tubes or anything like that, they're working really far away, they ran themselves into some trouble. Didn't make it to the base in time before they had to like fall asleep and do other stuff. That might happen a few times. It's unfortunate. Because those mop tasks are a lot of effort. Are any of you guys actually starving? Yeah. There's sort of a risk to having them work far away from the base in that we run into these issues, but I can't really afford to give them more downtime. More downtime is not really something we can afford, I think. We need to get this stuff done. Jean is still starving. Why are you still starving? Okay, you just went to the bathroom. That's fine. We also probably should expand out our polluted oxygen production. I don't really want it fouling up this area over here, because this is where I have all my carbon skimmers. Also, why is this... Are you not running? You're awaiting filtration medium. Okay, these need to be... This needs to be a higher priority. I need sand going through here. I need all my carbon skimmers skimming carbon. Otherwise life gets bad. And I'm worrying a little bit about overpressurizing this area. I need to get all the natural gas I can out of it. Well, let's give an order to dig out these as well. This can be priority 6. Dig out that algae. We have all the iron. This is now hooked up. This is powered, right? This is powered. Okay. Waiting for materials, so it's waiting for the iron ore to be delivered here. Let's go and bump this up to 10. Because let me see. I need 70 times 12 kilograms of refined iron to make my aquatuner if I'm turning it all into steel. Right. So I guess we'll set this to like 9. Yeah, this is fine. There's polluted dirt in here from the poke shells. Sure. Farms are online. Oh, we're cutting it close. Yeah. Just because they're so hungry, because they're on Ravenous Hunger settings, they actually just don't have enough time in the day to eat all the food that they need, which is awkward. If we could supply these, just even one of these, I'd be super happy. Can we get that done? Just get a little bit of oxygen going in that area. We didn't pay our cooling tax. We don't have the ice because we spent it over here. You know what? We can't even afford to do that right now. We need to spend the ice over here. We need to keep our lumber going. Temp shift plate priority 9. Kind of want to cool down this area a little bit. We need our trees going though. We do not have lumber. We're out of lumber for these things. Yeah, and resources low. Like, we have an ethanol buildup, which is great, but it's not going to help us when our lumber goes offline. At least it's not going to help us enough. High stress on Hassan still. Hassan, why are you stressed out, buddy? You're not Hassan. Hassan. Morale 11 out of 10 because you ate in a mess hall rather than a great hall, and you didn't go to the bathroom in the proper place. Okay. So also, why is this a great hall? Oh, you ate when this mirth leaf was randomly offline. Yeah. Okay. Fine. He'll straighten out. It's just coincidence that he is stuck there again. He's the only really stressed out member. Everyone else is like 30 or under. Most people are at 0. They're surprisingly resilient, given that we're on hardest stress difficulty settings, and this is not a stressless situation. In reality, this is pretty bad. Joshua is starving. He's working all the way away from this base. Oh wow, this one last thing needs to be dug out, and then we can have all the salt water flow down to here and get picked up by our pump. This is a pretty good amount. Yeah, we're going to have several more tons to work with here. And we need... How much do we need going into here? Because it's 400 kilograms per operation. Wait, what do you mean contents none? Oh, is this operation not complete yet? It's not complete yet, okay. I guess we're getting hotter water up to there. I don't remember for steel how much temperature we're transferring to the water. I remember it's a lot. We'll see. If the pipes break, they break, and we'll think about something else. Let me focus on some other stuff for a moment. Catching their breath. Seriously, deliver some algae, please. You just need to make it up to here. Do you make it all the way? You grab the algae. You go down to here. Okay, new printables available. What do we got? Max, we already have 2 of. Is Ari also someone we already have 2 of? We have Max number 2 right here. Abe number 2. Ari number 2. We do not have a Bubbles number 2, so we are going to get Bubbles number 2 here. Kind of forcing our hand in terms of what we need to choose. I mean, she's fine. She's got +10 in digging. That's pretty good. No disadvantages. She might actually be the... Well, no, she's not the best one here. Yeah, she's not the best one here, but... Bubbles number 2. Welcome aboard. I actually should have gone through, like, every time I took a dupe, I should have renamed them to Max number 2. That way the next one... that would be problematic, I guess. I was just thinking, like, keeping a note in this system for... Welcome aboard, Bubbles. Skills. Bubbles. We're going to get you your free point in digging, since that seems semi-relevant. And we are going to move you down to some other schedule. What other schedule do we want to move you to? Somewhere where there aren't people. I guess we could move you there. You don't have anywhere to sleep at the moment, though, so we'd actually just start the day by giving you Soar back. Doesn't seem super productive. Let's move Bubbles down with Bubbles number 2. Bubbles. Both Bubbles down here now. And we'll move Rowan down a spot, and then like Nisbet down a spot, and we'll kind of shuffle them all down to get an extra couple hours of work out of them. Speaking of this, vitals. Where is Bubbly Girl? Here we go. Bubbles number 2. There we go. 44 dupes, which also means we are going to start falling a little bit on food. Also, did we get this done? We did get this done. Okay, let's uncramp these guys. I should have gotten this done a little while ago. Max critters, set this at 5. Max critters here is at 4. These guys are cramped though, so we need to set this actually down to 3. And then we are going to say critters, hatches, hatchlings, sage hatches, sage hatchlings. Get all that done. And then copy settings from this to this. All right, so this one is holding sand. This one's holding sand, and this one's going to hold dirt, and this one is going to hold dirt. Seems fine to me. There's also a lot of food on the ground for them to eat already. And these are already at priority 7. That's fine with me. So we'll finish up CO2 storage right there. Yeah. So we have what? We have 4 in here plus 2 eggs. And it's only rated up to 5 dudes. It's basically why that is the way it is. We could actually expand this out just a little bit. Yeah, let's deconstruct this priority 8 and then also say base, tile, what's around here? Igneous rock, it's fine. Base, tile, igneous rock, just right here. Let's get a couple extra tiles to work with. Make this priority 8. Make this a 96 tile ranch. That way we can work with that. Basically just create a little bit of extra space for him here. So I think it's just 3 eggs. So they're actually really cramped. That's fine. We'll give him a little bit of extra space anyways. And this needs to be turned on again. We have burned through all of this. Yeah. How close are we to overpressure? We're fine. Yeah, let's continue on. Let's activate that again. Yeah, and we just need to finish up this work errand here, and I'll have an idea of what the temperature is for these things. Okay. So we've dug out the iron. We are making some lime here at some point. We have eggshell already put in there. All right, we have our oxygen going right here. Yeah, now it's time to start working on setting up our... Yeah, now we want to start working on this system. So we're going to bump this up to priority 7. I want them working on this, get this power system online, start getting the hydrogen out of here, replacing it with oxygen. Yeah. Okay. We can also have the... Where is it? Ventilation, gas pipe. This is traveling... Yeah, it's just going to travel across here. And we're going to get the oxygen up to here, I think. Anything that isn't hydrogen, we want to get up to there. So, what do I have access to? Sandstone, probably. Igneous rock, sandstone. Sandstone? Huh. I actually don't have access to a whole lot of building materials here because I didn't dig through a lot of the rock out here. I mean, igneous rock is fine. We're probably going to have to tear up some of this. Let's say ventilation, gas pipe, igneous rock. This line is just going to continue on. Let's have it go this way. Just right up to here. Gas vent, copper ore, like so. And sure, that works. And that'll dump a lot of our gases up here. Basically anything that isn't, right? This will start filtering out the oxygen that we're producing through these oxygen diffusers, distributing it up here. That way we can get to the gravitas center easier, because then they'll only have to run down to this vent down here, basically, to catch their breath, I think is the plan. We're going to leave that a lower priority for now. So we need to set up this pump to pump out the oil that is accumulated here, and then we're going to set up just a little plastic operation to get a little bit of plastic. We just need 200 kilograms, I believe. 200 kilograms will get us there. Okay, this is going again. We're getting natural gas to the system. Oh, looks like my time is up. Okay, so we we didn't get quite as much done as we would have liked, but so we have a lot of crucial things done. So this is what we accomplished today. Number one, we basically terraformed this area right here so that it can work with farming, right, with a little bit of ice. So we've added just a bunch of new farms down here, and that's getting us roughly to the numbers that we need to sustain our base. Just checking in one more time. Colony summary. Yeah, so we now have 478 farm tiles. We need 440 operational with full uptime to support our population of 44. So we're doing all right on that front now. We've kind of built up a little bit more of a calorie surplus, which is good. And we might have to actually terraform again, but we're working really fast and hard towards getting our cooling solution up and running. And the cooling solution is going to be aquatuner, steam turbine, kind of a standard setup. So we have iron that we've dug out here, which we're going to process into steel. We're also going to try and get up to the gravitas center at the same time, because we're setting up our little plastics operation right here, which should provide us the oxygen to make this an easier trip. We can also, as part of this process, and this is, I think, the main reason why I'm going up here, really, because we can make the steel ourselves at the moment, but we can grab this mafic rock, or regolith, the mafic rock in particular, and just make temp shift plates made out of mafic rock and stick them around our farms. And that will help keep all these areas cool, right? And make sure that we have all of our farms continuing to operate. So we basically expanded out our farms, and we've made a lot of good progress on setting up our rock crusher, which we're going to make lime with. We have our refined carbon from the kilns. We have iron refining going on in this metal refinery, and that's going to help get us our steel. And yeah, decent progress, and hopefully next time we stream we'll actually, like, by cycle 200 we want to have 50 dupes, but we also want to be in a point where the base is like stable, you know, where there's enough food for everybody, there's enough oxygen for everybody, we're not rushing to get the next thing done before we all die, and then we can actually start working on sort of refining a lot of these systems, making them better. Once the heat problem is under control, I'm going to feel a lot better about the way the run is going. That's it for this episode, and glad you guys tuned in. I will catch you guys next time, whenever that is. Sorry that my streaming times are really irregular, but that's life. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time, and have a nice day.